Julian, you won't believe this. What's up all of a sudden? I'm finally done with being single. Wait, Luca, are you getting married? Hell yeah, that's right. Surprised you, huh? Yeah, but I'm happy for you. Looks like my little brother beat me to it. Well, you're probably never getting married anyway, Julian. Excuse me? So, let's just say we're no longer brothers, alright? What? As of today, I'm an only child. Hold on, where's this coming from? Don't you get it? I'm getting married. Just because you're getting married doesn't mean you have to cut ties with me. Man, you really don't get it. Having a high school dropout for a brother is such a stain. I told my fiancé I'm an only child, so you and I are total strangers now. Thanks for everything. What are you talking about? You know why I ended up as a high school dropout, don't you? Yeah, because you were dumb, right? Hey, I had to drop out of high school because our parents died in an accident, and I had to work. That day, they were on their way back from a trip when they got caught in a massive pileup on the highway. Cars kept crashing in the dark, rainy night, and one of them was the car our parents were in. Someone called an ambulance, but they didn't make it. When they died, we realized we didn't have anyone else, and it terrified us, especially since you were still so young, and I was only 15, completely lost. You were just a kid trying to play the hero. It was honestly a burden. Huh? A burden? You heard me. If you hadn't tried so hard, maybe a rich relative would have taken us in. But no, you had to go all, don't worry, I'll work hard to support us like some tough guy. And that's how we ended up broke, just the two of us. Luca, you remember, right? That day at the funeral? You mean when our relatives were arguing over who'd take us in? Yeah. Dad's sister and Mom's younger sister were practically yelling like we were some burden to shove onto each other. Right in front of us, saying stuff like, siblings 8 years apart, that's too much to handle. Looking back now, I get that it's not easy for anyone, even family, to take in 2 kids. Well, I was still pretty young, so I don't remember all the details. But I bet the reason they were arguing was because you were so useless, right? What? If it had just been me, I'm sure they would have been happy to take me in. But since you were with me, no one wanted to. After all, I was the smart one. You remember, right? I was the first in my class to memorize the multiplication table. Back in first grade, my teacher always praised me, saying, "Luca, you're so smart." While the other kids were still learning addition, I had the multiplication table down perfectly. Well, yeah, learning it in first grade was impressive. See? My teacher was totally surprised and even said I might be a genius. Compared to that, how are you doing? While I was in first grade impressing my teachers, you were in 9th grade, stuck at the bottom of your class. It was honestly embarrassing, having such a failure for a brother. Sure, I wasn't great in school, but I was all about baseball. From morning till night, I was constantly practicing. Even after school, I'd be on the field from late afternoon until it got dark, running drills, practicing my batting, and sweating it out the whole time. On weekends, I had practice in the morning, and if there was an away game, we'd drive for hours and come back at night, so I barely had time to study. But I gave it my all in baseball, aiming for victory in tournaments with my teammates. That was my youth. I may not have been good at studying, but I was doing my best in my own way. Well, that's just an excuse. You used sports as a way to hide the fact that you're dumb. If it had just been me, they would have fought over who'd take me in, but because of you, no one wanted us. It's pretty clear that no one was keen on taking responsibility for someone who looked like a hopeless case, with no way forward. Don't say stuff like that. But it's true, isn't it? Now you're in your mid-30s, working at some rundown factory, a complete deadbeat. Don't insult my company. What? I was a high school dropout. No one would hire me and I was lost, but the boss took me in. Yeah, what a touching story, huh? Don't mock me. Because I worked my butt off at that factory from morning till night, I was able to send you to college. Oh, sure. All you did was repeat the same mindless tasks, right? Even the 3-year-old could handle that. Don't look down on factory work. It's not like all I did was simple tasks. When the lines suddenly stopped or the machines broke, I had to fix them right away. I had to learn how the machines worked so I could repair them quickly. It takes a certain level of skill and knowledge. Yeah, spare me the bragging. For a high school dropout doing grunt work, it's not like you're making that much anyway. Yeah, because I wasn't making much, I had to work hard to save. You say you had to live poor, but I was doing everything I could to save enough to send you to college. You just took care of me on your own. Don't act like I owe you for that. I'm not trying to make you feel indebted. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have to struggle, so I did my best. See? That right there. It's so annoying. And what's with this did my best thing? You working at a factory made my life miserable. What do you mean? During the parent-teacher conference in middle school, all the other parents showed up in suits or nice dresses, but you came in work clothes. It was humiliating. All the other parents had their hair neatly done, smelling of fancy cologne, politely greeting the teacher. But you showed up covered in sweat in your work clothes with dirt and oil stains on your pants. I tried to act like I didn't know you, but then you went, "I'm Luca's brother," in this loud voice. Everyone immediately knew we were related. It was so embarrassing. Of course I was sweaty. I came in the middle of my shift. I was your only guardian, you know. Did something actually happen? Did your friends make fun of you or something? They didn't make fun of me, but I was so embarrassed. All the other parents were wearing polished leather shoes, and you showed up in dirty work boots. You were there with your sleeves rolled up, really standing out and all sweaty. I'm sorry I embarrassed you. I had to leave work suddenly and didn't have time to change. And then, my teacher had the nerve to praise you. Wait, I got praised? Me? Your brother's so thoughtful, Luca. You should learn from him and think about other people's feelings. That's what she said. It was awful. Why should I have to look up to you? It ticks me off. That's because you look down on everyone just because you were good at studying. Your teacher even said that during the meeting. Grades weren't a problem, but the way you treated your classmates was. Whatever. None of their business. I don't want to be friends with people who aren't smart. And then in high school, the girls would freak out every time you showed up. People would say, "Hey Luca, your brother looks awesome in his work gear. He's such a different vibe from you." Really? What's cool about a guy in dirty work clothes? It's like advertising how useless you are. You're full of prejudice. Besides, if your teacher and classmates were praising me, there was no reason for you to feel embarrassed. But still, girls calling me cool, it's kind of flattering. Don't get all happy about it. Seriously, you're the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst? For a college grad, your vocabulary sounds like a grade schooler's. Shut up! Because of you, I got treated unfairly and ended up stuck working at a supermarket, unable to use my brain. Hold on. Isn't that because you were hanging around and didn't take your studies seriously? Hanging around? That's not true. Oh, come on. I know you were out every night with your club, coming home at dawn. Even before exams, you barely studied and scraped by to pass. Didn't you say that yourself? Well, maybe, but I still graduated. You graduated, but when you slack off and avoid studying, of course, you're not going to have great job options. I heard you didn't even prepare for job hunting. I just thought if I got into college, I'd land a good job without having to try that hard. No one gets hired by doing nothing. But it was such a hassle. Filling out applications, wearing a suit to interviews. And because you left it all up to what a hassle, you couldn't get into a decent company. So now you're stuck working part-time at a supermarket. Jesus! Stop nagging! I don't know, but whatever. It's all your fault. That's a lot of blaming. By the way, does your fiancé know you're just working part-time? Don't tell me you lied about working full-time at some top company. Do you really think I'm that low? Well, you've always had a massive ego, so it wouldn't surprise me if you did. Relax. I told her I'm a valuable employee at a mid-sized company, so there's no problem. That's a huge lie. That's definitely a problem. How could I possibly tell her I'm just a college grad working at a supermarket? At least I kept it to a mid-sized company, so it's fine. How is that fine? Lying to your fiancé is a terrible idea. You're going to live together. What if she finds out? Relax. She won't find out. I'll just leave the house in a suit every morning and come back in the evening in a suit. As long as she sees me commuting, she'll never know. Are you planning to keep this up for years? Stop it. Eventually, she'll find out, and it'll be a huge problem. I'm telling you, it'll be fine. Once we're married, I can say goodbye to my fake job title. What? Actually, her dad is the CEO of a big company. No way. How did you meet someone like that? At an elementary school reunion. At a reunion? Things don't just work out that easily, do they? She came up to me. She was the one who greeted me. I was honestly surprised she even remembered me. Well, I was known as a genius kid back then, and I was pretty handsome too, if I say so myself. Hard to forget, you know? We started reminiscing about old school days and things just clicked. We exchanged contacts and started meeting up, just the two of us. Oh, really? Man, I'm lucky, huh? Her dad's the CEO of a pharmaceutical company. Guess I'm marrying into money, huh? Wait, don't tell me. Is she the daughter of J&K Biopharma? Oh, so you remember? Yeah, I even talked to her mom once at the school event. She gave me props for hustling so much for someone my age. Seriously? Well, they've probably forgotten all about you, and even if they remember, they'll probably support cutting ties. Actually, maybe they'll praise me for cutting off ties with my dropout brother to marry their daughter. Listen to me for a second. Wait, so if I say I have a brother but cut ties with him, would that make me look better? Imagine my father-in-law saying, I admire your determination. I'll make you CEO. Man, I'd be CEO in my 20s. I'd be living the dream. Stop getting lost in your wild fantasies. Forget it. Too complicated. I'll just go with being an only child. What was this whole conversation even for? Anyway, once I cut ties with you, I'll be working at a top company and marrying the CEO's daughter. Goodbye to my miserable part-time life. Feels like you're missing the point here. So hurry up and disappear from my life. Got it. Nothing I say will get through to you now, so let's take some time to cool off. Nope. I want a complete, immediate break. Jesus, fine. Sorry, Julian. While you're out there sweating in your dirty work clothes, working yourself to the bone, I'll be living it up with the CEO's daughter in a mansion with a pool. We'll see if that dream comes true. Huh? Of course, it'll come true. Anyway, I'll be packing up and leaving the spot we share in no time. Hey Luca, what the heck is going on? Man, what are you bothering me so much? We cut ties, so stop calling me. I just got home from work and the whole house is empty. All the furniture and appliances are gone. Did you do this? Yeah, I took them. What? You took them? Consider it a wedding gift. Thanks a lot. Excuse me? You should be grateful. Since you're broke and couldn't afford a wedding gift, I went ahead and made one for myself. You sold the fridge, the TV, the washing machine, everything? That's what I'm saying. High school dropouts really have no comprehension skills. How am I supposed to live with nothing in the house? I'll be living with my fiancé now, so I'm all set. So you don't care about me at all? Not only do I not care, this is the final cutoff. I'm marrying the CEO's daughter, so bye-bye to my dropout brother. Are you serious about this? I've been saying that the whole time. Fine, we'll never meet again. And seriously, don't ever show up in front of me and my fiancé, okay? Even if we run into each other, we're complete strangers. Got it? Oh, and don't come to the wedding next week either. What? Next week? Isn't that way too soon? I didn't mention it since I never planned to invite you, but I've been getting ready. And where'd you get the money for that? Even selling the furniture and appliances wouldn't cover a wedding. You didn't have any savings. Oh, but I did get the money. I sold Dad's Rolex that you treasured. What? It took forever to crack open that 8-digit combination safe, spinning each dial from one in order. I thought it'd be easy at first, but as I turned each number on the dial, my hand started cramping up. If I messed up any number from 1 to 8, I had to start over from scratch. At first, I was turning it casually, but by the third attempt, I was getting frustrated. My palms were sweaty. My fingers started hurting, and I kept failing on the last number. I almost wanted to just break the safe open, but I stayed calm, realizing breaking it would ruin the watch. It ended up taking about 5 hours. The moment it opened, that Rolex was shining. Honestly, it was the hardest I've worked in a while. You went that far just to sell Dad's watch? That was originally Grandpa's watch, something Dad cherished deeply. How could you... Grandpa got that watch when he was young. It was his first real luxury watch, and back then it was high-end. He treasured it and always told Dad it was the family's treasure. When Dad got it handed down to him, he was really touched and promised to take good care of it and pass it along someday. It's an old watch, so I didn't expect much. I brought it to the pawn shop near the station, and it went for a whopping 60 grand. What a score! Big thanks to Grandpa for his awesome taste. What? I can't believe this. Grandpa and Dad would be furious. Relax, relax. Grandpa and Dad are probably thrilled to help with my wedding. Enough. I'm done with you. Yeah, well, I was done with you ages ago. Loser. Fine. I've got something in mind. Huh? Whatever. Trying to scare me won't work, okay? Anything a high school dropout comes up with isn't going to be much anyway. I'm moving out of this place too. Oh, so you're gonna be homeless? Well, it suits a low life like you. Try not to catch a cold out there. Julian, pick up the phone. Don't ignore me. Your factory job should be over by now, right? Didn't you say we cut ties? Emily, my fiancé said she's calling off the wedding. Oh, really? Oh, really? Don't act like it's someone else's problem. It is someone else's problem. We cut ties, remember? Did you say something to her? She said, I can't believe you treat your brother like that. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know your fiancé's contact info. So how could I have? Then why does Emily know about you? Maybe she remembered something from elementary school. No way. You only talked to her mom back then, right? If she knew, she would have said something way earlier. I see. Then maybe. Could it be because my company has a contract to manufacture products for J&K Biopharma and the CEOs know each other? Wait, what? Maybe it's because I told my boss what happened and he passed it on to Emily's dad. Wait. And then her dad told Emily. Oh, that all connects pretty well. No way! If you think I'm lying, why don't you check for yourself? Why didn't you tell me? I tried, but you cut me off with that whole ridiculous fantasy of yours. I don't remember that. It's a shame, though. You said Emily and her dad would be thrilled to hear you cut ties with your dropout brother, and it turned out the opposite. Wait, why aren't they happy about it? Having a high school dropout in the family should be an embarrassment. Maybe it's because Emily's dad didn't graduate high school either. What? Emily's dad had to give up further education due to family circumstances when he was young. His family was struggling financially, and he needed to start earning as soon as possible. So he looked for work without any qualifications or experience, and ended up getting an interview with the previous CEO of his current company. Apparently, he was hired purely for his enthusiasm. It's all in an interview in the business journal. Yeah, like I'd read that. Once hired, he worked tirelessly, building trust with everyone around him. When he moved to sales, he kept breaking records and became a go-to person for clients. Eventually, he taught himself about management and the market, building up his business knowledge. His hard work was recognized, and he quickly climbed the ranks, landing management positions early on. In the end, he grew the company significantly and now holds the position of CEO, a real self-made success, built on sheer effort and skill. He's basically a charisma powerhouse. That's why, ever since Emily's dad became CEO, he's been hiring skilled people regardless of their education. On the flip side, people with high degrees but poor character or no motivation don't get far. Seriously? Do you think someone like that would respect a guy who's all high school dropout, let's cut ties? Yeah, but you're still just a forever rank-and-file worker, even if you're a dropout like him. Oh, I thought I mentioned it. I became the division head last month. I didn't hear that. It's probably a lie. No way someone that high up would wear work clothes to the office. I just wore the work jacket over my suit. Didn't you see the suit when you ransacked the house? That was yours? It looked so expensive. I thought it was Dad's. My name's embroidered on the inside lining. Maybe check next time. No way! I had no idea. So yeah, the CEO of J&K Biopharma actually favors me since we have similar backgrounds. But this is just a small misunderstanding. No need to call off the engagement. You lied about your own background, didn't you? Oh. She said what she couldn't forgive most of all was being lied to. Even if you were working part-time at a supermarket, As long as you were honest, she wouldn't have cared. If you'd worked hard, you might have even had a chance to join her dad's company someday. You're an idiot, lying about being some valuable employee at a mid-sized company just to look good. Come on! The wedding is in 2 days. She should just accept a small lie like that. No one's going to just accept it. That's peak stupidity. Then convince her dad for me, please. Why should I? Because I paid for the wedding with Dad's Rolex. You wouldn't want that money to go to waste, would you? That money's already been returned, so no problem. What? You gave her $60,000, right? Yeah, I handed it over to her as a wedding advance yesterday. Don't even tell me... That money went to her dad, then to my boss, and then back to me. You've got to be kidding. Then I went straight to the pawn shop I'd called ahead of time and bought Dad's watch back. Wait, so who's paying for the wedding expenses? Naturally, that's on you. But Emily already said she's canceling the wedding. Yeah, that makes sense. But since it's a last-minute cancellation, I believe you have to pay about 80% of the estimated cost, right? So that's around $50,000? I don't have that kind of money. Then you'll just have to work hard to pay it off. But I'm only working part-time at a supermarket. I can't make that much. Aren't you working 5 days a week? Ask if you can bump it up to 7. That still won't cover it. Then how about working 8 days a week? Don't mess with me. Plus, if you're renting an apartment, that alone will eat up most of your money. What? Right now, you're crashing at her place, right? But if the engagement is off, you'll be out on the street. Then I'll just come back to your place. You can cover the rent. We're cut off, remember? No way I'm letting you in. Wait, hold on. If the wedding's off, then cutting ties is off too. You think it works like that? I only said I'd cut ties because I was marrying the CEO's daughter. If there's no wedding, then there's no reason to stay estranged, right? You're seriously pathetic after all that trash talk. Hey, living alone must get lonely, right? Not really. Come on, no need to act tough. Besides, even if you don't give me permission, I'll just let myself in. I still have a spare key. You can't get in, even with that key. Why not? Did you change the lock so I couldn't get in? I moved out. What? Actually, I'd been thinking about moving soon, so the timing was perfect. Since I became division head, my salary went up, and I wanted a nicer place. I was too busy with work to get around to packing, but thanks to you, that got sorted out. With you selling off all the furniture, I had hardly anything to move. What the hell? I found a new place I could move into right away, but I'm already living there. It's bigger than the last one. Super comfortable. Wait, where is it? Tell me the address. I'll move there too. Didn't you hear me? We're done. Come on, we're the only brothers we have. Let's just live together again. No thanks. I don't have any siblings. What are you talking about? Your cute little brother's right here. Cute little brother? The one who called me a useless dropout after I paid for him to go to college? I'm sorry for making fun of you. And I'm grateful you paid for me to go to college. It's too late to apologize now. I'm blocking you, so don't contact me again. No, wait, hold on. Let's just calm down and talk this through. No. Please, don't abandon me, Julian. Julian! Following that, Luca earnestly asked his fiancée for forgiveness, vowing he'd never be dishonest again. But she, along with her father, was furious with Luca, and their engagement was called off, canceling the wedding. The cancellation fee of around $50,000 was entirely on Luca to pay. Of course, he couldn't cover it on his own, so he borrowed money from various places to somehow pay it all off. Since then, he's been working nonstop just to repay his debts. His supermarket job wasn't enough to keep up with the payments, so now he's juggling multiple part-time jobs, working practically around the clock with no time to sleep. As for me, ever since I cut ties with Luca, my job's been going well, and I've even started dating someone. Things couldn't be better. I'm thriving every day. We're even talking about marriage, and soon, we might be moving in together. For years, I worked hard for my brother's sake, but from now on, I plan to focus on my own happiness and that of the one I love.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.